Coach, obviously from the time you got hired to now, it's probably been a bit of a whirlwind. You had a chance to take a breath at any point, or not yet?
Not really. That's how it's supposed to be sometimes, though, man. It's been great getting in here, getting around a guy, starting to build a relationship, and once you kind of get into spring ball, man, you get dug into a foxhole, and you kind of get into that submarine, and you don't come out until Coach says come out. So it's been great, man. From day one, from getting here till now. The real hero in all this is my wife, Caitlin. She's been the whole trooper with all this, with our daughter, Sadie. So she's been taking things at home. She's been taking care of the home and all that good stuff. So she's letting me do this. So I love her to death for that. But, man, ever since we got here, it's been rolling, just trying to get better.
What was maybe the first thing you kind of preached to the offensive line room, and kind of what your big message or mission statement per se was?
Yeah, I'm a huge culture guy, right? And to us, we are the protectors of the organization. And every day we come out here, we've got to have that mindset that, everybody kind of relies on us and our success. And if you don't come out here with that mindset of making sure that us five are seeing with one set of eyes and what we're doing is for the betterment of this program, right, then you're not seeing it in the right vision. So the biggest thing with me is just coming out here and making sure you're putting your best foot forward and just being physical at the end of the day. Move the line of scrimmage with intent, coming off the football and just being physical.
Obviously, you've had some bumps and bruises on the line, but it's obviously given guys an opportunity who maybe wouldn't have had as many reps.
Yeah.
What do you think that's going to be able to do for the competition long term, and just kind of building that depth?
Oh, it's critical. It is critical. Offensive line and having depth, you have to have it. You got 5 guys playing at one time, right? So depth in O-line room is important. But you're right, man. You're spot on. Guys kind of going down a little bit. You're kind of seeing guys that probably wouldn't get these much reps versus the competition of the defense, right? You're seeing those guys kind of elevate with their development. So it's kind of speeding that process up, which is great. But having depth, man, you've got guys that are coming in here competing at a really high level, and that's something that, it's kind of double-edged sword in a way, right? But, the rest that they're getting is critical in their development.
Has there been one guy who's maybe really stood out to you so far?
I don't want to tell him. I want to say it because if he hears it, then he's going to get complacent. But I don't think he will because his maturity. But Big Rod has done an unbelievable job from day one to now of being probably the most consistent guy we've had in a room. And it's showing. And he's on clips and meetings about being physical at the point of attack and pulling. And it's a true testament to him. You see him, he comes out here and he's the first one on the field as an offensive line. And stuff like that is critical. When you're consistent and you come out and you do the right thing every day, you're only growing, right? And it's showing from film to academics to how he's handling himself. So he is a guy that stands out for sure in that room.
Had you moved to El Paso before coming up here, or like the process of just getting here? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was there for 2 months, and it was a great 2 months. And I give Coach Walden all the credit, man. I wouldn't be here where I am without that man. So a lot of my success goes to Coach Walden and what he's done in his career and what we did there at Austin Peay. And I was there for 2 months. It was a great 2 months, right? El Paso was home for us, and it's a great community there and what they do. But now we're in Pullman, and Pullman has been unbelievable. And the Palouse is amazing. It's a small town. It's that country vibe in a way. It's kind of how I grew up a little bit, and wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
What made you want to come here, and like did Jake just call you one day and say, hey, we got another opportunity, or how did that happen?
Yeah, so me and Coach Arbaugh have got a previous relationship. I actually hired him, right? He was an offensive line GA, all right, in his first kind of job. So that's how we kind of knew each other there, and it kind of came open, and they reached out to see if it was interesting. So, and now I'm here talking to you, so.
I got to know how much. I'm sure you've done your research on the O-line last year, but some of the issues in terms of run blocking, and I mean, now you're trying to get guys healthy, but like, how do you try to turn that around, and what's kind of the biggest thing there?
I think you have to emphasize it, right? You have to approach it. You have to talk about it in meetings, when you're eating. Everything that you do has got to have an intent about being physical. And that is one thing that we want to kind of lean in and take our direction is controlling the line of scrimmage. Being able to run the ball, right? Not Not when we got a run play, but when we need to, right? And being able to, if we have a run called, being able to move the line of scrimmage. So it's about everything you do, from meetings to practice to how you're doing drills. Everything is with the intent of being physical, and you've got to coach that. You've got to preach it, and you've got to demand it, right? And you've got to demand it, and you've got to hold kids accountable with it. And it's something to where, you're in the shoots every day or you're hitting every day. We spend a lot more time in the run game, Fitz, than we do sometimes in pass, because you're trying to, correlate, and you're trying to develop that sense of urgency and that culture of being physical.
Yeah, Jake talked a lot last year just in terms of it's like a mentality. You got to want to, run the ball. It seems like you think that is a mentality that you can instill.
Yep.
So is that okay? That's
I'm a damn try. I'll tell you that now. All right, if that's one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try. Okay, and it's a mindset of how you go out there and you move one person from point A to point B. And if you're doing that on a consistent basis and you come off the ball with hat speed and a will to want to, and you have that mindset, all right, you're going to do that. And if days you don't, then you got Coach Kaster there for you, all right, to kind of stick that foot up your rear end to kind of get you going in that way. So it is a mindset, no doubt.